One of the most prevalent bioethical controversies throughout the world is abortion. According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, abortion is the termination of a pregnancy after, accompanied by, resulting in, or closely followed by the death of the embryo or fetus. One part of this debate is at what point does a baby become a living being, at conception or birth? Because of this question, some people tend to think abortion is not murder because the baby is not born and living yet, while others think once a baby is conceived, it is a living being. According to Carrie Nierenberg from Live Science, during the first month of pregnancy, the heart and lungs begin to develop, and the arms, legs, brain, spinal cord, and nerves begin to form, according to the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists. Although these facts about pregnancy, some people believe life doesn't start until a baby's first breath.
There are many different variations of opinions about abortion through different scopes such as religion, government intrusion, and gender. From a religious viewpoint, specifically Christianity, Hugo Engelhardt wrote in 2000 that the women and the healthcare professionals who perform the act are involved in homicide, no matter how involuntary. There has been a debate as to whether or not abortion is murder dating back many centuries. Up until the mid-1800s, Roman Catholic canons did not hold early abortion to be equivalent to murder. This disagreement continues today in the U.S. between pro-life and pro-choice voters. Pro-life typically means anti-abortion. This means for any circumstance. Pro-choice, on the other hand, means to support self-determination to make decisions free from judgment.
A huge controversial issue about abortion encompasses the roles that gender plays throughout the entire process. The mother of the unborn child is usually the one who makes a decision about whether or not to abort, sometimes without letting the father of the child know. A huge debate is whether a man should have the right to override her decision. According to Callahan, where most people around the world could agree upon, a man should have neither a right to information nor choice about what happens to the conception. Regardless of the fact that it is the woman's choice to go through with the abortion, the insistence of male involvement in most cases is utterly invasive. It is not his body, nor was it his decision to physically get pregnant. Therefore, it should be the woman's say in what happens with the fetus. Though there are many circumstances where the male should be involved, such as if there is a married couple who found out their child was going to have birth defects or an illness that will greatly impact their child's life from the day they were born, that is an exception. However, what happens if the element of rape comes into the picture? Should the man still have an involvement in the abortion process? The bioethical principle of autonomy plays a large role with all aspects of the issue of abortion. If the woman having an abortion knows all of her options, she should be able to carry out her pregnancy or have an abortion without coercion or someone else interfering.
Sidney and Daniel Callahan wrote in 1984 that acceptance of abortion varies considerably with the circumstances. For example, in the Yankovic-Skelly and White survey, a percentage of people said it was acceptable to get an abortion. 92% said it was okay if a woman's health was at risk. 88% said it was okay if a woman has been raped. 87% approved if a woman is carrying a fetus with a severe genetic defect. 86% approved if a woman is the victim of incest. 79% said it was okay if a woman is physically handicapped. And 72% approved if the woman is a pregnant, unmarried teenager. With the stance of abortion in terms of the government, women are given the choice under certain circumstances.
According to the abortion laws in Australia, generally it is legal for women to consider having an abortion up until the 28th week of the trimester. However, these laws and regulations vary depending on what state you're in. You can only get an abortion when a woman's health is in danger, legal up to 24 weeks. You need doctor's approval for anything past that amount of time. It is illegal to protest within 150 meters of an abortion clinic in Victoria. Depending on what state, there will be abortion clinics and Planned Parenthood. Most private clinics are located in Melbourne. In New South Wales and Queensland, courts will decide if the abortion is lawful. South Australia has some restrictions on abortion, and the official law states it must be done within the first 28 weeks. A medical professional must determine the maternal health risk or the fetal disability grounds legitimate. Due to limited freedom placed by these laws and regulations, some women might even turn to other alternatives, taking the black market route. There have been reported cases of women who have died from these illegal operations. However, giving the exact number is difficult, if not almost impossible, to determine.
As stated before, a woman's access to an abortion is completely determined on her state. Abortions can be accessed at an abortion clinic as long as it's within 16 to 24 weeks. In Australia, the overall rate of abortion cases continues to rise significantly.
Justice plays a big role in the ethical decision-making process. Justice refers to an equal distribution of society's benefits and burdens among its members. Justice also refers to the expectation of certain rights that due for each citizen. In Queensland, justice is a major ethical issue as abortions are considered a crime. Women are denied the right to make a decision with their bodies. The right to an abortion is a privilege that women believe they should have. The government is denying women justice because they took a liberty from them. In other areas of Australia, justice is not as big of an issue. Victoria protects the rights of women by making abortions legal. There are clinics and medical professionals to lawfully carry out abortions. Women can act as freely as they want in regards to abortions. The justice of society isn't threatened in Victoria as it is in Queensland.
Planned Parenthood is a non-profit organization that provides reproductive health care in the United States and globally, including branches in Australia. Planned Parenthood delivers vital reproductive health care, sex education, and information to millions of people worldwide. This business has a lot of drama and controversies around it because of the amount of abortions they perform. There is an ethical issue surrounding this company because of the fact that they actively give abortions, which some consider murder. Some argue that they should be defunded because of all the practices they perform, while others think this is a great source for underprivileged people to go for health care like birth control and reproductive health examinations.
I'm pro-life because I think life starts at conception. So abortion is murder. One thing I would say to someone who is pro-choice is, do you not think that every baby deserves a chance to live?
I am pro-choice because I believe that women should have complete control over what happens to their bodies. One thing that I would say to someone who is pro-life is that life does not begin until a baby's first breath.
One of our most important recommendations is for there to be a national consistency of the view of abortion not being frowned upon in every circumstance. The general populace is myopic regarding abortion. Many refuse to acknowledge that abortion can be actually less harmful than the mother carrying her child to term. Medicare-funded diagnosis of fetal abnormality is now routinely offered to all pregnant Australian women, with the implication that a woman may choose to terminate the pregnancy if a serious abnormality is detected. This will lead to increasing information about the health of the fetus becoming available to women and their partners very early in pregnancy, allowing earlier and safer termination of the pregnancy should this be their choice.
Our second recommendation is from American Progress, and it is to increase awareness on how to prevent pregnancy so that women do not have to make the decision about abortion. This could be done by having better sex ed classes in school, more information about abstinence and contraception methods, and insurance coverage, and more government-funded healthcare facilities.